Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Here we are. Here we are. I'm just going to give you a minute to grab your coffee. It's like, what time is it? We're a little late. We're a little late. What the fuck? What's on your mind today? What are you thinking about? What's maybe making you feel a little crazy? It's your day to express that. Isa here. Hi, Helen. Good morning, Cheryl. Yeah, if you want to, please say hi in the comments. Let me know you're hanging out for a little WTF Wednesday today. Appreciate you as always. Anything winding you up? Those who are here so far? What's on your mind today? Anybody feeling a little bit pissy about anything? I'm not sure why I do that because I look back at the videos later, which I try not to, and I think, why? Why do I do that? What is wrong with me? Meh. So yeah, today is WTF Wednesday, of course. We're going to give people another few minutes to join us, or a few seconds. Really, they can join anytime, but you know what I'm saying? Man, she was a hot yesterday. And by the looks of it, it's going to be even hotter. And you can let us know otherwise, but I think, yeah, today's supposed to be a little bit cooler and maybe some rain. So that'll feel like a little break in the extreme heat. But we're getting up into the 36s in the next couple of weeks. That is wild. Wild for us to have it at this time of day. This is normally this time of day, this time of year, because normally we would be in a lot of rain through the month of June, and the heat doesn't come until later for us. So it's kind of switching things around, which don't get me wrong, I love heat. I am a big fan. I am not worried about that. I feel for and I have some concern for our farmers at the moment and their crop situation because heat, when you need rain, doesn't help things grow. So I know there's a lot of irrigationing going on, but man, who else? Kelly's here. Cadence. Hi, how's the new hip? How are you feeling? Roy's place. I really got to come visit you. You keep posting all these delicious things on Twitter, and I'm like, man, I gots to get me to Claire's home. That's what it is. Okay. So what's on your mind today? It is What the Fuck Wednesday. It's your opportunity to get some things off your chest. If you feel like swearing in the comments, no one's going to call you a troll. This is our opportunity to do healthy emotion expression. Okay. And we can rant about whatever we want to rant about. We can roll our eyes about whatever we want to roll our eyes about, and we can carry on. Okay. So there could be a few things that are on the list for today. One, how are you feeling about, and I mean, I know that it kind of goes everywhere and we've got people watching from all over the place. So as restrictions are lifting and life is getting back to normal and we are shifting back into a world that is open, how are you feeling about that? Now, I want to premise that everybody is going to feel mixed about it. There are people who are going to be like, it's about fucking time. There are people who are going to be like, it's too fucking soon. And there's going to be everybody in between of that. Okay. Whichever space you are in with the opening of wherever you live, that is fine. You can own that. You can be that. You can express that. You can love that. Everybody else, all of us included, have to respect and honor that everybody's not going to be in the same place as you. So you know what, if you meet somebody who still wants to follow restriction pieces because that's what makes them feel safe right now, because that's what's been their security blanket for the past 18 months, then you let them. Don't roll your eyes at them. Don't tell them they're stupid. Don't call them a sheep. Don't be a dick in any way, shape, or form. Let them own what they want to own. And I think the other way around. If there are people who are ready to just live life how they did before and they're not afraid and they're feeling whatever they're feeling, let them do that. Don't sneer at them. Don't look at them evilly over your mask. Don't shake your finger at them. Don't, just let people do their thing. Let people do their thing. Okay. What's bugging Kelly? What the fuck? Take a day off and person that makes $10 more an hour than me continuously. I hate that when it messes that up. Caden says, I feel all those things mixed together. So do I. And it depends which moment you catch me and where I am, how I feel about it. Like, it's a constant moving feel of emotion. And you know what? That is, that's okay. We're all going to be there. Oh, I'm glad somebody brought this one up. Our MP voting to keep conversion therapy. I saw this yesterday and I had a giant what the fuck moment. I'm not going to lie to you. And I contacted my local MP because he was on the list of 63 MPs that voted against banning conversion therapy. And I contacted him and I said, you know what? I'm going to come to the source first before I freak out and ask you what your thought was behind that. Okay. And this is what I was told, and was told that I could share this. Now, we have to keep in mind, friends, that there's a lot more that goes into a bill than we understand. There's a lot more that gets written, and there's things in the words. And friends, I think it's time for us to really start following what this stuff looks like, because there was that other bill with freedom of speech that was passed at 1:30 in the morning. I don't know a lot about this, but I know I'm going to start educating myself because there's some freaky shit happening, friends. But when I talked to my MP about the conversion therapy piece, I was told that within the writing of this bill, that the MPs that voted against it were not against banning conversion therapy. They absolutely want that type of therapy to be removed from our world. And I like, because when I first read that, I'm going to agree with you, friend Keith. My blood boiled a little bit because I was like, are we still seriously having conversations where that in any fucking world is an appropriate way to connect with anybody, no matter the issue? But what I was told was that the MPs were concerned with, and they said that they had members of the LGBTQ2S plus community also expressing some concern in the writing, that they wanted to amend that bill to change some of the wording, because as it's worded now, Keith, don't take, I'm the messenger of this, the response, but I encourage you, if your MP is on that list, reach out and ask them why. Is the reason why is that in that wording, here, I'm going to find you, I'm going to read exactly what he wrote me because I had him put it in writing. Okay. Um, the reading is, this is what basically what he's saying is that in there, people could be charged for having conversation. And they wanted, as parents, they wanted to be able to have conversation with their children about sexuality without being charged for it. So it was, he says, I can't explain, but in short, it's awful legislation. No one supports forced conversion therapy, but the definition in this bill went well beyond UN definition. It states parents, faith leaders, and even counselors could be charged criminally for having discussions about sexuality. He says, as a parent, I feel I should be able to have those discussions with my kids. Many mental health professions and other folks raised concerns as we wanted to address the amendments, but the Liberals refused our amendments. This was political gamesmanship to them, which in my mind is disgusting. I hope that helps, but I'm happy to discuss further. So, friends, I think the thing is, and like Keith just says, I respect John. And so I've posed the question for the reasoning. And friends, question it. Just because you question something doesn't mean you're a jerk, doesn't mean you're a bully, doesn't mean you're a troll, doesn't mean you're out to get somebody. Questioning something, and we've talked about this before, is your opportunity to educate yourself on the reasons. Now, from that response, I can see where perhaps that decision would be made by those 63 MPs. I can see that side of it. I can see that they're not people who are using maybe their personal like religious beliefs or whatever that to create law. What they wanted to do was ensure that mental health counselors, faith leaders, and parents could have safe conversations about sexuality without their children criminally charging them. Guys, this is a slippery slope. This is an interesting piece. Yes, if the bill was strictly, do we ban conversion therapy? Yes or no? But what I'm finding the more I research into things is that it's never a strict, simple yes or no thing in it. Why? I have no fucking clue. Why does the government try to make things more complicated? Friends, don't you think that if we could just have real conversation, really learn about the things, voice what that looks like, express what we want for our country, and work on it together, leadership and team, it would be so amazing. And I know I feel like I scream a pipe dream all the freaking time, but that would have been a really simple one. But instead, it was wrapped in this other language that makes things confusing. And I don't know about you, but from a parent's perspective, if I was going to have a conversation with my child about his sexuality and he got really, maybe he got embarrassed by that, maybe he was confused, maybe he got angry. And in that moment, we got to think with our kids in an undeveloped brain, when their lid flips, the rationality goes out the window. And if they can call and have you charged with whatever that would be, that's not helping our children move forward with their sexuality. And you know what? No parent is going to be really awesome at opening up that conversation, especially if they're a parent who's a little bit uncomfortable with that or uneducated on that or against it, right? How many stories have we heard where parents are just full out against their child's decision? But bringing in criminal charges to that, that's not going to help families. Friends, that seems twisted. And so I don't know what I really think or feel. At the end of the day, that made me feel better. But I still just can't believe we live in a world where that is even a conversation to begin with. That's my giant what the fuck moment, is how are we even still doing conversion therapy that we in the year 2021, I'm like, what year is this? We are still having a conversation whether that's legal or illegal. How the fuck are we even in this place? Right? It was just like when we talked to Counselor Brent Dodging Horse on Monday, and residential schools were still in effect in 1996. Shit like that is mind blowing. The fact that we're having a conversion therapy conversation is mind blowing to me. It makes me crazy. Caden says, I loved his response. We don't understand all the information politicians are making their decisions based on unless we read the entire bills or motions for full with ourselves. We have to understand ramifications of wordings and intentions. And there's so much of that in there. And you know what, friends? I didn't see any media story. This is where I feel like, one, if your political person has made a decision that doesn't sit well with you and you want to learn more, just ask. I didn't I didn't go online and start berating my MP. I didn't call him up and start yelling at him. I just said, "Hey man, I saw you're on this list. This concerns me. Can you tell me what your reasoning was behind that decision?" And he was like, "Yeah, Jode, I can. Here's where I'm coming from. Do you want to know more? I'll call and talk to you about it more." Yeah. Let's open that conversation. And maybe, and I offered him the platform to come and talk about that here. I would offer it to anyone. I don't care where you live. You don't have to be my MP. You could be any MP, any person ever. If you want the platform to have a conversation, it is here. And Keith, I haven't responded to your request, but if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. So that's what we have to do. And then we have to educate ourselves about what's this looking like. And you know what? It's hard because do all of us, here's where the interesting catch 22 is, right? For us, is we elect people into these positions who we think are going to do a great job at representing our communities, our countries, our best interests, our rights, and they're going to make decisions. Because if we all had time, if we all had time to read through political bills from fit to end and could understand the language in there, we'd probably all run for office. But we don't. So we have to trust people. And I don't know about you, but any trusting relationship that I've been in with whoever, you have to be able to call people on their shit. And leaders in government of any level, you have to be able to have that conversation back. Whatever way you choose to do that. If you're going to come and do a live video because then you can reach more people at once, then do that. If you're going to write everybody, do that. If you're going to call everybody, do that. But conversations have to go both ways. And you don't get to just trust somebody once and then never readdress it again. We are human beings, beautifully flawed and a little bit fucked up. Doesn't matter what we do for a living. So we have to continually hold each other accountable and work on that trusting relationship. Not because we think you're an asshole, not because we're calling you because we want to put you. We have to continually reassure each other through the journey. It's kind of like if you're going on a hike. Okay. And you've been on that hike before and I haven't, and I'm with you. And I'm probably going to question, like, are you sure this is the right path? It feels kind of scary. Like, are we there yet? Because like it feels like we've been walking for hours and you said it was only going to be 2. I'm not questioning you because I think you're an idiot. I'm questioning you because I need you to reassure me. I need you to say, Jode, this is the right path. I've been on it. Jode, we're almost there. It's another 30 minutes. Asking for somebody to give you reassurance, asking for somebody to have conversation with you so you feel comfortable isn't you questioning that person's character. It's just about you as much as it is about them. Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? So that was some what the fuck moment. How about this one? Okay. It's Men's Health Week. And I saw a stat posted yesterday that 84, and I don't know if this is in Canada or the US, but I don't think it matters. 84 men a week are taking their own life. 75% of all suicides are male. Men are less likely to speak up. We have created this foundation in this world to man up. How many times have you heard that? Man up, cowboy up, take it like a man. I'll give you something to cry about. We don't talk about our feelings. We punch things or we throw balls or whatever the other masculinity bullshit happens in this world. Friends, this is the foundation that we've been raising boys on since the beginning of time. I'm here to say my what the fuck moment is how about we stop that? How about we allow the men, the boys, the youth in our life, the males those who identify as male, to express their feelings however they fucking want to. Guys, we can't stop. We can't be a force of impact to save the men in our world if we're going to continue to tell them that they have to man up. It's kind of like when I ranted a little bit last week. I'm on a tangent today. I'm sorry. Where I was like, people are getting the chance to win $1 million, $1 million to get their COVID shot. Awesome. Awesome. Like, get your shots, win $1 million, whatever. But wouldn't it be so cool if we were like, okay, Men's Health Week, we have a chance. Every man who goes into a counseling session this month, every man who expresses that, like, does something for their mental health this week has a chance to win $1 million. I feel like that would be pretty impactful in this world. I'm not saying you can't do a lottery for COVID. Don't get me wrong. If you're really excited about that, I'm not offending you. I just would love to see resources going into something like this. And I will preach. I will preach mental health until I don't have vocal cords anymore. What else? What else is on your mind today? Anything else kind of bugging you? Those were some of the things for me that I was like, 84 a week. I don't want to beat the COVID horse to death, friends, but were we losing 84 men a week with the pandemic? Maybe worldwide? I don't know. That stat makes me feel sad. That stat makes me think about how many times I've heard the phrase man up or take it like a man or all of those things. There is incredible strength in vulnerability. There is incredible strength in you deep diving into yourself and learning who you really are and working through your pieces, no matter your gender. There's incredible strength in that. And we've been taught for years that crying shows weakness, right? The week that I cried on Coffee Chat with you, and I was mortified all the rest of the day that I should delete that video because it was unprofessional of me to cry in front of you. How much bullshit is that? Man, I struggled all fucking day about it. Thank you to all my friends who I continually messaged about that. But there's some food for thought for you this morning, is we have to look into what's happening in our world. And it's hard. I get it, because we're tired. We're tired of the bullshit. We're tired of the twist. We're tired of the things. We're tired of being unsure who to trust anymore, what message is real, what's going on. We're sick of this shit. I get you. I feel you. I am you. But there's things happen. Like, I want to know more about this C10 bill that passed that took away freedom of speech in Canada, and that Canada can now monitor what you're saying online and what you're going to hear and what you're going to say. Guys, that's freaky to me. Our relatives, our grandpas, grandmas, uncles, aunts, sisters, brothers, whoever it is, did not go to fight a war for us to lose our freedoms. They fought for them. If you're worried about offending a veteran by putting up your Christmas lights too early, maybe you should get involved in this concept. I'm pretty sure vets don't care when you put your fucking Christmas lights up, but they would care if laws are getting passed to take away everything they fought for. That's more important. Just gonna say. Helen says, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Mental health is a huge issue. We need to talk to our men. We need to let them know individually they're not alone. And I hope these men have someone to talk to. And friends, we got to have more resource. We got to have more resources. We can't have if a man decides, or anyone, but we're using Men's Health as an example right now, finally makes like the biggest piece in this is taking that first step to make that phone call. That is the hardest fucking thing. And if at the other end of that call is a blockade of some sort with something as stupid as qualifying for service, we're giving up. And that is not okay. And Caden says, I think C10 is getting a bad rap similar to the bill we discussed earlier. Yeah, like what are the details of that? I don't know. I've only seen we now have no more freedom of speech. Is that the truth? Is that the truth? Or is there something else that's wrapped in that? Is there other layers to that bill that it makes sense? So, as an artist, C10 has huge benefits to artists and broadcasting as a whole because it will even the playing field between streaming broadcasters and traditional broadcasters in regards to the CRTC. Oh, see, Cadence, that's an important piece, but we're not hearing about that. So, friends, as much as we are holding, I think too, some of the messaging here is as much as we are holding our political leaders to build that trusting relationship with us, friends, what about the media? Now, that's a fun one for me to argue because I've spent 20 plus years of my life serving that industry. But lately, I think it's really giving us a disservice. And I want to know, like you said, Cadence, those other pieces of C10. What did C10 really say? And friends, it's public information. We got to look that shit up. We have to just have more conversation. We have to, Cadence says it also focuses on inclusion of Indigenous and disability representations. Yeah, see, we're not hearing these things. Thank you, Cadence, for feeding some of those things. There's lots, friends. And so I think that for a moment, okay, I know I've gone over time, so bear with me for a second. Some of these things can feel really overwhelming when we have a what the fuck rant about them, right? And then I turn off the computer and you turn off yours and we carry on with our day, and it sits with you. It sits with you and you don't know what to do. We have to remember, like Cadence sort of talks about this too, is getting the whole picture is hard. And media is extremely competitive. And so they're trying to grab your eyes in a world where we are inundated. Like, I can't remember what the statistic is, but how much information we are seeing, even in a matter of minutes, is mind fucking boggling. So they're trying to stick out, give you a headline that you're going to stop scrolling from and find the information, right? But the thing is they're not feeding you all the information when you stop and click. So where do we get that and what does that look like? And you think, well, I have no control over the media. I have no control over what that looks like. Media survives from sales dollars, friends. That's how this works. It's a business transaction every single day. So, if you stop consuming their media, you're not hearing the advertisements will cease to exist. Now, I'm not saying we don't want to put media out of business. Hell no. But you have the audience. You have control. When you share a story, for example, that you see online that may or may not have the full, but you see this story and you're outraged, right? And so you share it onto your social media, and then all your people comment on it and they go read on it, and then they share it, and then they share it, and then they share it. What message does that send that media outlet? These are the kinds of stories we want. This is the information we're looking for. How we move through that, I don't know. But I think the fact that we can have a conversation about it and we can start to be aware of it is the first step. Thank you. Cadence has put the link for um, the bills, the Canadian Parliament bills. You can go online and you can read them. Please do that. Take a moment. Take a moment and do that. Melanie shared that. Hang on, where did your thing go? She said, Love My Mind, Saskatchewan announced a while back that We Connect opened up a Calgary chapter for mental health. Awesome. We need more of that. And then she said, See if a rep from RCMP will come on and talk about what to believe and what not and why. I just attended one. If you know one, Melanie, from where you are, I would talk to someone from there. They don't have to be from here. Can you connect me? And guys, there's also an interesting science. I want to call it evil science behind, but also brilliant science behind working with human psyche that gets your attention. There's words that people can use, there's phrasing that people can use, there's images that they can use that pull on that emotion. And we are emotionally reactive human beings. Anyway, I guess my thoughts today, because I feel like I'm derailing the train hugely and I've gone on way longer than 20 minutes. So thank you, is just we have to educate each other. We have to learn. We have to go to a source. If something is bugging you, find out more about it instead of just beacon off about it. We have the ability to learn more. We have the ability to then share that with each other because we know we're in a trusted relationship. And in your trusted relationships, get the reassurance you need. If you're not feeling like you're being represented properly from a government perspective, connect with that person. Have a convo. Pretty sure that's why coffee was created, so that we wouldn't all kill each other. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day. Cadence, thank you for being our political warrior today. Keith, thank you also for bringing that up. Friends, have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. I hope you continue to enjoy the sunshine. I hope that you have a great day. And I hope together that we can we can grow a great nation together, my friends. Together is the huge piece of that that's going to make it work. Have a fabulous day. We will see you back here tomorrow morning for Thankful Thursday. But I'm already going to say right now, I am so thankful for you and you being a part of this and you connecting and talking in the comments. It is freaking fantastic. And guys, yeah, I love how people are talking to each other in there. This is what this is for. This is our safe place to connect. This is our safe place for community. And friends, we can't go through this alone. If we've learned anything, right, for the past year and a half, is that when we are alone, we go fucking squirrely. So we need each other. We need each other. So let's work together. Have an amazing rest of your day. Cheers to you, my loves. And I will see you tomorrow. Remember, you are an incredible part of this world.